How's everybody doing today? This is the second episode of the Friends of Phil podcast, and unfortunately, I have no friends with me today. Both Grant and Brian were unable to be with me for the recording, so it's like the No Friends of Phil podcast. What's up? No. um, Hope everybody enjoyed the first episode. If this is your first time checking in with us, pretty much it's a podcast where I have friends on most of the time. We have a guest sometimes. They're a friend ish person. I don't know. Just stick around and listen. We're gonna have good conversations. They're all positive conversations. There's enough negativity in the world. It's just not worth it. Got a great guest today, Jeremy Johnson from Instagram. You might know him as BulletHead's house. If you're not familiar with it, Jeremy does a bunch of food reviews. He's a influencer. He does social media marketing. You name it, Jeremy's on top of it. Jeremy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
How you doing, man? My name's Jeremy Johnson. Everyone calls me BulletHead. Even my parents, my mom and dad, I've been BulletHead since I was a baby. The only time my mom called me Jeremy was when she was mad at me. So even the people I've known growing up has called me Bullet. I jumped into social media January 1st of 2020. I started BulletHead's house.
And let's start here. Where did that nickname come from?
BulletHead, man. My dad saw me as a baby and he said, "Look at that BulletHead little boy, man." Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And all right, so 2020, obviously, most of us know what was going on in 2020. What made you make that jump into social media?
I've been in Vegas since 1987, entertainment capital of the world. I was in radio when I was younger, and about 2003 to 2007, I was with 97.5. And around 2019, I saw my kids and my ex's kids always watching YouTube. And I told them I could do it. And they're like, "You can't do that." And I told them I was like, "Yeah, I could do that." So a couple months later, January 1st, 2020, I was sitting in the car with my cousin. I pressed record and I started BulletHead's house. And
That's
we
awesome.
went from there, family vlogging every Monday, all the way up until about May of 2020. And then we started doing food reviews, food vlogs. So a friend of mine, like on my third food vlog, it was 3 weeks later, because we would drop consistently. He was like, "Hey man, let's do local spots because right now the pandemic is just we're just reopening, the city's just reopening. Let's show the local spots of Vegas." And I was like, "For sure, let's do it." And then show us supporting local spots. So every spot you saw me at in 2020 all the way to 2021, it's out of pocket. We're filming. It's tacky. I'm just getting started. I'm using InShot to edit, and we
Mm-hmm.
just went from there.
That's awesome. And you mentioned it a little bit. A lot. You work a lot with your family members too, right? Like you
Yeah.
include them in a lot of what you do, which is awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We
Yeah.
even after with the family vlogging, we went with the food reviews. I brought the kids with me, so even when my ex and I split up, even before we split up, the kids kind of some of them got shy, but my son stuck around. My daughter wanted to do more of the camera work, and editing and stuff. So that's where we pushed it to was you know, have my son is heavily involved in BulletHead's house for sure, young pop.
Yeah. That's awesome. Keep it in the
Hmm.
family too. Did you guys have any specific influence on why you went to food? Like what made you go that route?
Dude, I don't know. I love food.
Yeah.
I've been around the kitchen and food since I was growing up. My grandmother, had us peeling potatoes and cracking green beans. Um, I just know my first spot was Farm Basket. It was a staple. It's a Vegas staple. It's been around Las Vegas for years. And when I did that one, it was just a local spot. And then the other spot was another local spot. And then It was a sushi place, and then we went to Smoke and Fire LV, the third place, which we created the idea. Let's meet up every Monday, talk about mental health, and you do your thing and film these restaurants. And it just seemed like um, food was, I don't know, it was a good niche. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And yeah, and it was a way for us to sit down, have lunch, still vlog, and do a video and help put money back into these local business owners' pockets. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's a huge. So I had a bakery during the time of the pandemic, and I saw so many restaurants go out of business and just the tough times that they were going through. So honestly, if we had somebody like you up here making videos, that would have been awesome, to get that kind of publicity and that exposure and stuff to really help out a lot. And I'm
Yeah.
sure they appreciate it there.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. We built
Yeah.
a buzz, dude, all the way to
Yeah.
2021. Dude, going into 2021, it was like people heard who we were. So all the way to 2021, that's when they were like, "Hey, you want to come do a video here? Hey, you want to do a video here? Hey, you want to do a video here?" My DMs were getting filled up. Uh, what I was doing wrong was on YouTube. I was damn near putting the whole episode on my Instagram. So I
Gotcha.
would drop little clips, and then I drop another clip, and then another clip. So then I saw the pattern, and I was like, okay, on YouTube it's probably like 300 views, but on Instagram, one clip has 1,000, one has 600, and one has 5. So I
Yeah.
was like, shit, let's just do it like that. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. Whoever wants to watch a 30-minute YouTube episode, go ahead.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna show the good stuff on Instagram. It's still gonna help that business. And
Definitely.
then my kids were like, why aren't you using your TikTok? I tried it in 2020. It wasn't my vibe. And I met some TikTokers in 2021, and they were like, use your TikTok every day. I guarantee it. If you post every day, you're going to break out. And sure enough, all 2021, I posted. For the year 2021, I posted every day. And my page
Wow.
blew up.
Yeah. That's
You know,
crazy.
we're at 36,000 followers right now.
That's awesome. And your
You know what I'm saying?
Instagram's right up there too. I mean, and I know you did have an issue with your old Instagram account, but
Yeah, I got
it
hacked. I
yeah,
got hacked.
that's awful. Yeah,
I
I
got
know. We
hacked.
kind of talked about that earlier.
Yeah, man. I thought it was
um,
somebody I knew,
yeah, yeah, that's
and it
crazy.
wasn't.
That's
I lost
crazy.
4,000 followers. At the time, I still had 10,000 on TikTok. What's crazy is I have 36,000 followers on TikTok, but we have millions of views.
Yeah,
Millions.
and so you're in your time, you've really started to really master social media. It seems like
Yes,
your new Instagram account. I mean, you're up to like almost 21 and 22,000, I believe, which is
almost.
yeah. I mean, that's awesome. Like that's just from these videos that you're making. What do you think was your biggest gain to start really building that following? Like how do you think what do you think your biggest Sorry, I apologize. My words are not working right now.
That's okay.
What do you think like your biggest draw was that started really bringing in the followers and the new subscribers?
Staying consistent. Overall, everything consistency is unmatched. I post every day, sometimes twice a day, 3 times a day, every 4 hours.
Yeah.
Being consistent, and being genuine with the people. At the end of the day, people can see, people can tell. They're gonna scroll and they're gonna see. If you really look into the content that I put out, it's me.
Yeah,
We're not.
definitely.
It's not scripted. I'm not acting. I really, I really get seen by people at Walmart and the gas station, and I'm really taking pictures with people everywhere I go. Like it's real. So we get a hold of the people, and the food that we do. It's real. It's real reactions. If it's nasty, I don't post it. And
No, yeah.
I've had places that gave me some, and I tell them, hey, bruh, this ain't it. I don't know what this is, but this I can't post this on my platform. They're gonna eat
Yeah.
me and they're gonna murder you.
Right. Well, I mean I don't know, that really shows your character though to not you're not going to down somebody, you're not going to kick them while they're down or, everything
Nah,
like
we
that.
can
So
hurt a
that's cool.
business.
Yeah.
That's not why we
Yeah.
jumped in this.
Right.
I didn't jump in this to tell everybody Las Vegas, these are the top 10 places to not go to.
Right.
You
Right.
feel me? Like there's influencers out there that do that. You know what
100%.
I mean? And that's okay. That's on them. If that's what they do for views and cloud chasing. But at the end of the day, there's a mom and pop that own that place. My thing is this: did you pull that business, that husband and wife to the side and tell them about their business? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus you, some of these influencers will go, the shit'll be nasty. They'll leave and they won't even talk to a manager or an owner or nothing.
Yeah.
They're gonna Yelp it, Google it, Instagram it, TikTok it, and just shit on that restaurant.
Yep. No, without that feedback, how can they expect these places to get better? And I mean, granted, there's some I've had food before where it's so bad it's like, okay, there's really no helping this. But like,
Yeah.
at least give them that chance to make it better, or, improve their business because
Talk to the
you never
owner,
want to
but
see. Yeah. No, no, go ahead.
yeah, talk to the owner. But
Yeah,
these days,
anything.
the quickest reaction is Yelp or Google or
Yep.
Instagram. I'm fed up, versus pulling that owner to the side. I've watched business owners fix their shit just by me telling them,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely. Yeah.
But
And
I see
sometimes
it
they
so
might not even
much.
know. Yeah.
I see it so much, dude, where they get shitted on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Well, all right. Instead of a negative, let's hear what is your top place, like local place in Vegas to eat?
For Vegas,
Yeah.
oh man, I got many, man. I have many. Chino's Mexican Kitchen, man. 4886 West Lone Mountain, off of North Decatur and Lone Mountain Road. I guarantee Chino's is probably top five, maybe top three burger spot in Las Vegas.
Wow.
If
Yeah,
you go on
I did.
Instagram, you'll see he has a viral burger. It's an El Pastor burger. It's going to be El Pastor, pineapple, lettuce, tomato. Um,
Hmm.
I think they do a cilantro on that thing, and it's just phenomenal. It's
Sounds
phenomenal.
crazy. Yeah, I
El
just watched
Pastor
one of your
burger.
recent
Yeah,
videos over there.
Tito's is
Yeah.
one of my tops. I love a good burger. A Fuku
Hmm.
burger. If you ever heard of Fuku Burger on Jones, that's one of my favorite spots. Johnny Mac Sports Bar. I just left there. Not only do I run the social media, but the food, the wings are some of the best in Vegas.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so when you come to
That's high
Vegas, I
praise.
got you.
Yeah. All right. I trust me. I believe you. I would have asked. um, and so you've lived in Vegas your whole life?
Since 1987, I was 4 years old when we moved here
It's
from a
awesome.
small
What
town
is that
called
like?
Freeport,
Yeah.
Illinois.
From Illinois. Okay. What
Hmm.
what is it like growing up in Vegas? Like, I mean, were you close to like the strip area? Were you?
Somewhat, somewhat.
Yeah.
We were. I grew up on Desert Inn in Pecos, McLeod. And my mom and my dad worked in the casino industry.
Okay.
Um, my dad started with Circus Circus, and he worked at Sears. He was a mechanic. And then when
Okay.
Circus Circus opened up the Luxor, my dad has been there since they opened up to this day. And my mom worked at Imperial Palace. That is now the Link. She was
Got
a
it.
housekeeping, and then I think she was there and moved to the Casino Cage. She went from Imperial Palace to the Casino Cage at a place called Silver City. It was the only non-smoking hotel in Las Vegas. They tore
Huh.
that down, but having that relationship and that time on the strip with my dad, my friends' parents were casino workers. My best friend Chad, um, my friend Jeremy, my friend Nate. Everybody's parents worked at a different hotel. So as a kid, we were on the strip early.
Yeah.
Early. I mean, I would take the bus up there when I was like 10 years old. Take the bus up, see my mom, see my dad. We'll go see Chad's mom. We'll go see Jeremy's dad at the Flamingo. Chad's mom worked at the MGM. We'd walk around that whole strip. And what Vegas was back when I was 10 years old, you got to think, bro, that was 1992, 93. Vegas, the population wasn't a million people.
Yeah.
It wasn't, dude. It was probably what, 800,000, maybe less.
That's crazy. Yeah. So I mean,
So everybody knew everybody.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You always think of it as such a tourist destination that I don't I feel like from where I am, like you forget like people actually live there and like that's their day to day. I mean, that's gotta
Yeah.
be crazy growing up in that kind of like environment where there's so much going on, right? Like, I mean, you guys
Yes.
find it hard to be bored there?
Very, very. There was
Yeah.
always something to do. You know what I mean? MGM had a screen park, theme park. MGM had a theme park when I was a kid. We had Wet and Wild on the Strip when I was a kid. You know, you didn't have to go off of the outside of Vegas just to go to the water park. The water park was on the Strip. You had Circus at its prime. You had I was there when they built the Adventure Dome at Circus. That's where all the roller coasters are. The
Uh-huh.
Sahara Hotel had a roller coaster. We remember when New York was first built, and that roller coaster was built. I mean, it was always something to do. Game Works, the video game place, that was on the Strip. It
That's
was
cool.
so much to do, and
Yeah.
it was like everybody knew everybody from pit bosses to floor managers to pit. You know what I mean? Cage
Yeah.
cashiers. They all knew each other, and they knew my parents. They knew Chad's mom. They knew, so we couldn't go fuck around and
Right.
get fucked up out there. You know, like they knew
They
who we
they
were. Hey,
took
you're
good care
Kevin's
of the
boy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're the Johnson boys. We're from the east side of Las Vegas, but they knew who we were
Yeah.
from these casinos, the Stardust, you name it.
That's awesome. That's
Pretty
that's
dope.
crazy. Yeah,
Pretty dope.
definitely.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to hear like kind of like how tight a knit community it was over there. Is it still like that today, would you say, or
It's a who you know city still,
yeah.
but the way it is now, a lot of everybody's like imported from different countries.
Hmm.
A lot of workers are Ethiopian, Korean, um, and those workers, those slot dealers, those dealers, the crap
Yeah.
dealers, a lot of them are different cultures, which is dope. And they invest their money from the casino to the community. Like they have their own communities. You know,
Gotcha.
Chinatown's growing
Yeah.
rapidly, but a lot of those business owners work in a casino for
Yeah.
benefits, and so it's all connected. It's a who you know city, but it's not how it used to be.
Yeah.
It's more
That makes
corporate
sense.
now. You're not gonna see. I mean, you're gonna see them, but you're not gonna really see the guys with the blue blockers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These guys that come up to you and comp you and hey, you're Kevin's boy. Yeah, go. Here you go. Here's a comp to the arcade. Go play what
Yeah.
you want. It's not like that no more. It's more corporate. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
paying for parking now, so yeah,
Gotcha.
it's,
Yeah.
it's a
So
little
they've
it's a little
it's
different now.
changed.
But
Yeah.
Vegas is still, if you know somebody that knows somebody, it's still that way. And I and
You're
I
still taken
really
care of.
I know a couple people that know people.
Fair. That's fair. So you mentioned a lot of people from different backgrounds coming to the area. Do you think that's really helped with the food scene there?
Yes, yes, from Chinatown at Spring Mountain at its finest. I mean, Spring Mountain goes up from Valley View all the way. Valley View and Spring Mountain, Chinatown goes all the way up to Rainbow in Spring Mountain, and that just on those both of those sides of the street, dude, is flooded with Chinese food, Korean, Vietnamese, Japanese food, African restaurants from
Nice.
Ethiopia to West African. Um, Dude, it's phenomenal. It's a,
That
it's a
sounds
sight to see. I live in Chinatown. I can ride my bike around this community right here, dude. Wave at people, take pictures and shit. But the dopest shit about it is I can eat somewhere different and try something different every day.
that's amazing.
It's dope, and
Yeah.
it's the community. They're tight. They're real tight and they're like Uber drivers and they're Lyft drivers and they're taxi drivers, and they have their truck drivers. They're all tricks of trades. In Chinatown on Decatur, make a left. There's Filipino restaurants. Keep going down. There's they just named it. It's called Little Ethiopia. It's on Flamingo and Decatur. So
That's
it's a
crazy.
vibe,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. And sorry, I apologize.
Oh, good.
um, that's that's really interesting to hear. Any have you ever spoken with any of them to see like why Vegas? Like what was like the draw there for I guess for people like coming to the country here and going right to Vegas? Was it the casinos? Is it
Nah, I never really spoke with any of them about why
Yeah.
Vegas. But dude, I met a Ethiopian guy who's a truck driver. He owns he owns like four semis, but he also owns a limousine company,
Wow.
and he also has a grocery store over on Flamingo and Decatur. So I mean, maybe it's because of the opportunity. You know,
Yeah.
why not Vegas?
It's
You know
good.
what I'm
That's a
saying?
good point. Yeah. That's a
Everybody
good
from
point.
every ethnicity comes here. Everybody. You know, it's not how it used to be where only you're gonna catch black people in West Las Vegas. You know, I grew up on East Las Vegas, and it wasn't a lot of African Americans. You know, as I grow older, I noticed my neighborhood I grew up in on Desert Inn, um, more Asians moved over, more Hispanics, more African Americans moved over, and then if you look throughout all of Las Vegas, it just can't. It's like that everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
not like how it used to be. So maybe it's just like why not Vegas? You know, it's a different vibe versus when I went to Dallas. You know, I went to Dallas and just the airport. I'm looking around like, oh shit, I'm in the South. This ain't
Got it.
this
Yeah.
ain't Vegas.
Gotcha.
You know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
Yeah.
But it's different, man. It's why not Vegas? You know?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That's crazy because when you think again, personally, like when I think of Vegas, it's always like just touristy. It's the lights, that's all I'm thinking. So it's crazy to hear this other side of it, the different cultures and everything that's kind of populating that area right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you see yourself staying in Vegas like rest of your life? Like that's the
Honestly,
place?
I'd like to buy some land back where I'm from in Illinois, small town,
Okay.
Freeport, Illinois. Land is really cheap back there right now. You know what I mean? You can build a big
Yeah.
ass house or buy a big ass house for cheap. You get a big
Yeah.
ass crib with 5 acres, dude, back there for like 130,000 right now.
Oh wow.
I mean, you're in the East Coast, right?
Yeah, I'm in New York. Yep.
You know, so you guys have those small towns outside where there's lots
Definitely.
of land, and they're still selling. They're selling pretty well. So I would like to do that. I would always keep a connection with Vegas. I tell my son as we grow older, I want you to know these people and build these connections because when you even if you leave Vegas, I want you to be able to fly home and
Yeah.
and have a guy that knows a guy. Somebody that
Yeah.
these kids you grew up with that stayed in Vegas, can take care of you. And that's I have 30-year relationships with kids I grew up with to this day that are doctors, teachers, business owners. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And that's
Definitely.
how I want my son to be known, and that's what's happening as we speak. Law enforcement, we have these relationships.
Yeah. No, it's super important. It really is. I mean, who networking, you do an amazing job networking, obviously. Like every
Thank you,
single one of your videos. Yeah, I mean, it's people
thank
are
you.
excited. Yeah, of course, definitely. Um, well, going back to that, it looks like you have started to focus a lot on assisting businesses with their social media. Tell me how you
Hmm.
got into that. Like what started that for you?
Dude, about a year and 9 months in, I'm meeting people, but they were saying they can do stuff for me, and they were, you know, liaisons for somebody famous and all this stuff. I had an episode, like a YouTube episode, at the Wing King. He was on Flamingo Fort Apache. He was on the Food Network. He was on the Food Channel. The Wing King, over 100 flavors of wings, do best wings in the city, best
Yeah.
sauces in the city, hands down.
Okay.
He pulled me to the side and was like, "Hey, come see me at my restaurant in a few days. I got something for you." During that episode, and 3 days later, sure enough, he's like, "Hey, shoot up to the restaurant." I shot up there. He hands me an envelope and has it written down on what he wants. He wants me to run his social media. Now, I was approached by somebody who Chicks and Butts. They're called Stuff My Turkey now. They're a big restaurant on Sahara and Decatur. They approached me maybe like 3 or 4 months before that, but I didn't think I could do social media management. I was like, so
Yeah.
you want me to just post my videos of your food? And they were like, yeah, we'll pay you this much. And I was like, nah. So I passed. So the Wing King, fast forward to him, I took it
Yeah.
because I was YouTubing. I wasn't seeing no income, just going to these places, spending my money, and I took it. He offered what he offered was I think $500 a month. I didn't know I got lowballed, like really low,
Yeah.
but I was in the door with something I could have as a resume.
Right.
And
Definitely.
on top of that, I was able to do videos for me every Friday at his place and call it Flavor Friday. Him and then the Waffle Brothers reached out as well. The Waffle Brothers didn't want social media management, but they just wanted social media marketing with me there, and I film their content and send it to their social media manager who posts the content
Who
I
posts?
take,
Yeah.
which was dope.
That's awesome.
They wanted
Yeah.
just BulletHead there as like a celebrity, and then a place called Taste Buds. Taste Buds Creole Kitchen. We helped them go from a food truck to a restaurant very fast.
That's
So
incredible.
all three of these spots reached out to me simultaneously. Wing King, then it went Waffle Brothers, then Taste Buds. So I went Wing King Friday, Taste Buds Saturday, Waffle Brothers on Sunday, all the way to mid 2022 to March. That's when I got with Chino's, and 2 weeks later Johnny Max, Chino's Mexican Kitchen, and then Johnny
Yeah.
Max. So I went from running no accounts to 5 accounts within 6 months, 4 months, 4 or 5 months, and it was just that's how we really started to go. I had other places reach out. Some would use us for a couple months, other restaurants, and then some would just fall off.
Yeah.
Right now I'm up to 9 social media accounts right now. Biagio's Pizza, Hibachi Time, Wing Nuts, Johnny Mac Sports Bar, Chino's Mexican Kitchen. Shit. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Who am I
good.
missing? Cheese Time. Um, Oh, they're gonna be mad at me, dude. I'm missing some spots right now. Did I mention Chinos?
Yep. Yep.
Um shit.
We'll
Either
we'll
way,
we'll cut it
I'm
out. Yeah.
running about 9 social media
Yeah.
accounts right now.
That's awesome.
If they
And
see this, I'm sorry if I forgot to mention you. Shit. That's not in our contract anyway.
there
Fuck
you
out
go.
of
You're
here.
good then. All covered. Has this become like a full-time thing for you, or
Yes.
how's that
So
work? Yeah. Oh, that's
that's how
awesome.
I get my bread. I wake up in the morning and
Yeah.
I go through my page. I go through all my pages and I post the content from I go film at a restaurant probably once a day. I schedule to go film or two restaurants. And that's my bread. I don't get bread from doing a food review.
Yeah.
A lot of people do, a lot of people don't. A lot of small business owners get it misconstrued. They don't understand, marketing with Bullet Head. So this is what we're gonna do. So I don't have to run your social media, but let's build your brand. So I
Right.
offer packages like, okay, if I come, I know you're gonna get busy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get your content together. Let's get your Instagram and your TikTok together because your photos aren't that good. You just want to make it pop out. Let's
Yeah.
help build your brand, especially when the food is delicious. Bookies, Brunch and Munch. Oh, I'll run her TikTok. So Bookies, her TikTok was when she reached out to me. She didn't have a TikTok. Her Instagram was looked very terrible with her photos and videos.
Uh-huh.
And then when I got a hold of her, she went from 90 followers and now she's at like 1,200. And this is only in 3 weeks. So we're
Wow.
just building her up, going on for her menu. What's gonna sell? The loaded baked potato. So that's what I do kind of now when I go to a restaurant that needs help. Hey, what's gonna sell?
Yeah.
You have any specials? Let's do some giveaways. Get the people here because you got good food. So that's what I do now is brand marketing, social media consulting. We went from starting YouTube in my car to now social media consultant, social media management, brand building. You can have me come by where I'll just brand build with you for 4 weeks in a row. I have packages for that. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah. No,
All
that's
this
that's
started with
incredible.
just pressing the button and saying, "Hey, this is Bullethead's house."
Yeah. No, that's so cool. I've done like minor things like that. You know, I've worked alongside some different businesses, and I know
Mhm.
how difficult it could be sometimes working with people who have, you know, other ideas of what they want to see on their social media, and I'm sure you run into that sort of thing every now and then too.
The nitpickers,
y- yeah,
yeah, they're there.
yeah, they're there. They're there for
No,
sure.
I ask for, I let it be known off top, dude. I need freedom,
Freedom. Yeah,
creative freedom,
definitely.
because that's what kind of like we broke. That's why I broke off with Taste Buds. I helped Taste Buds get to a monstrosity. They rented out a big ass restaurant.
Yeah,
I had every week a influencer or a rapper or a comedian, one of my connections, come every Saturday. I myself, just off of my videos, had tour buses of people coming,
it's
bike
incredible.
clubs.
Yeah, yeah,
But when it came to me posting on their TikTok, they were nitpicky,
yeah.
calling me up. Hey, we don't do this. Why are you doing this? Because I'm building your brand. Everything I
Right,
do, the city knows BulletHead is Taste Buds, and they look at you as Taste Buds with BulletHead. So why would I tarnish your brand?
right.
So they were nitpicky, which caused us to not be a part
Yeah.
anymore. Are they doing the numbers that they did when I was there? Not at all.
Well, I mean, if anything, that's a good. It's almost like a good commercial for you to be like, "Hey, look, this is what I did for this place. It
Correct.
didn't work out, and now, take a look now." So I mean,
Take a look.
that's yeah, take a look.
You
That
know,
speaks for itself for sure.
it does. It really does. And I think when you have somebody doing art for you, because that's what content is, it's art.
Yeah, for sure.
When you have them being natural and they're not forced to do shit, when you let somebody flow, they work easier. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And all right, so we are gonna wrap up soon, but I do want to hear, where is Bullet Head's house heading in the future? What are your plans?
Um, Netflix, Netflix, um, shit, somewhere, some
Yeah,
Netflix, some fucking Vice TV. It's gotta
like
go.
it. Yeah,
Food Network. I don't know
definitely.
if they're gonna cut a check, but the Food Channel somewhere. This year we're really traveling. This year, New York. So if I go to New York, I'm hitting you up.
Yes, please do.
Um, last year I finally got to go to Houston. So this year it let me know like I can go somewhere in a day or two and come right back real quick.
Right.
So this year is New York. This year is San Francisco, Miami. I got places I gotta go. We're traveling more, but in the future, hopefully in the next couple years, that's what we'll do is have a full studio with social media company and these I can have places, people under me running social media for me.
Yeah,
I already have a
definitely.
business partner, Shay Vegas. Shout out to her. She helps me run 3 accounts, and but when you're up to 9 to 15 accounts, it's a lot of load. You know what I mean? But you want to have a team in everything you do. The future, I pray that that's where we are, man. Hanging out with the stars, giving back to the community, throwing major events once a year, twice a year, to where we can give back to those who need stuff, need food, need clothes, need blankets. That's where I see Bullethead's house. As I keep on building, I'm gonna make sure as long as I grow, I want to give back to Las Vegas and everywhere I go. If I go somewhere else, you never know who needs a meal. Buy somebody some food or something.
Yeah,
So the
yeah. No,
future, I pray it goes great.
I love that. Yeah. No, I'm praying for you too, man. It looks like you're on the right track, and I mean things are just really blowing up. And I've watched it. I think you and I have been friends for two years, I'd say, on social
For a
media, like
minute,
just social media friends, and
yeah, that's pretty dope, man. It's the
yeah,
first time
and
we've ever,
I've watched it. It's
yeah, this is the first time we've ever spoke.
right. Yeah,
So,
this way. Yeah.
yeah, so it's nice to meet you, Phil,
Yeah,
man.
nice to meet you too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm excited to see where everything goes for you, and
thank you,
like I said, I've just watched it. So I mean, I've watched, the quality of the videos go up. The
thank you.
amount of content you're pumping out is insane. Like I mean, just so much stuff. Like you're always on the go. So it's been
Yeah,
fun to watch. been really
Thank
fun
you,
to
man.
watch.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that, man. And I just,
of course.
for anybody that's new doing this, man, I just want to tell them to stay consistent. Stay consistent and be yourself. You know, don't go to the place that's trendy. Go to the place and make that place trendy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Go to the mom and pop shop that nobody goes to. Why go somewhere because it's views and likes, and that place is already good. Okay, so if you saw Bullethead go or Keith Lee go or Brandon from Vegas go, don't go yet. Go somewhere where we haven't went and tag
Yeah.
us. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like there's some
Definitely.
hole in the wall, mom and pop. Be consistent. Be original. It's too much watered down, trendy shit out here when you can be yourself. So that's my advice to people who are watching and the new people, man. Be
I love
yourself.
it. Yeah. There's nothing wrong you can do if you're yourself. There's no right, there's no wrong to it. If
Can't
you're you, sky's the limit for you. That's
can't lose.
no, you can't. You really can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Well, Jeremy, I truly appreciate you coming on with me. This is gonna be our second episode, so it's gonna be posted. If you're watching this, the second Thursday of February. So appreciate everybody coming on. You could check out Jeremy if you want to, yeah, shout out all of your links real quick too. And
Oh, it's gonna be BulletHead's House on TikTok, BulletHead's House on Facebook, BulletHead's House on Instagram, YouTube, also Facebook, Jeremy Scott Johnson. Just hit follow. If you hit friend request and I don't know you, that's not gonna happen. Um, you know what I mean? BulletHead's House on Twitter. I'm gonna start pumping out some more Twitter, and that's where you can find me. BulletHead's House at gmail.com. Send me an email if you want to do some work. I do have travel packages. You know what I'm saying?
watch for him on Netflix because that's gonna be coming soon. I
Hello,
can feel
it's
that.
coming.
Yep.
Netflix, where you at?
Borrow your cousin's subscription, whatever you got to do, get on there.
Hello. You know the deal.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we're going to have another episode out every Thursday. And you could follow us at Friends of Phil Podcast on YouTube, Friends of Phil Podcast on Instagram, Friends of Phil Podcast on Facebook, and Friends of Phil Podcast on Spotify.